Hey Mark, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. It's good to see you again.
You too.
So, since the last time we talked, has anything new happened?
Yeah, yesterday I had a little issue. I had ordered some stuff online and they were being delivered in Roanoke, so I drove an hour away and I drove up there and the lady was like, "Oh, you owe us $50 storage." I'm like, "I'm not paying that. Nobody told me." And she's like, "Well, we called you 3 times." I was like, "Well, no, nobody called. Somebody called me once. I see where they called me once, but they didn't leave a message." And she said, "Well, I left a message and all that stuff." And I was like, "No, I didn't get it. I didn't get no message. There was no message left." And she's like, "Well, you can't have your stuff you ordered unless you pay us $50." I was like, "Well, I'm not paying that." And I got a little upset about that. Driving an hour out of the way and having to deal with that, and then the lady said she called me and left a message, but she didn't. And it was just a big, really upset me because I had to pay to park. It was in Roanoke, downtown Roanoke, and that was aggravating. Tried to call customer service with it was on eBay. eBay customer service couldn't help me, and the carrier, the customer service with the carrier, which is Greyhound, which I've never heard of before. But anyway, they couldn't help me, so just really frustrating because I didn't really have the extra money to pay for the stuff. I needed it, but I wasn't gonna pay. I didn't. The lady was kind of rude to me. I felt like she was kind of rude, and I felt like that she could. She could have let me have it, but I just didn't have the money to pay, so I had to leave it there and let them return it to the people I bought it from. That was really frustrating.
It was very unexpected, right? You weren't expecting that.
Very unexpected. I was going up there to get the stuff. I made a special day, time to go get it, and just a wasted day, really. Totally wasted day.
I would have felt a little overwhelmed. Is that what you were feeling?
I felt a little overwhelmed, a little upset. The lady was kind of rude, the way she was talking to me. She was like, I told her, I said, "Y'all didn't leave any messages?" She goes, yes we did. I've got a page with the times that we, called." And I'm like, "Well, I'm looking on my phone. There's one phone call, and I didn't recognize it. I don't answer phones phone calls that, I don't recognize."
So maybe even a little hurt?
Yeah, a little hurt. I was going to show the lady my phone and everything. I felt like she could be a little understanding, but I don't know. She even called my phone to make sure it was the right number. I told her it was the right number. And I've been getting a lot of phone calls, people I don't recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are not even people.
Right.
And it's just I don't answer. If I don't recognize your phone call or who you are, I'm not going to answer. And they called me once, but they didn't call me 3 times. And they didn't leave a message. They did say that they contacted the seller and they sent an email, but I haven't been checking my emails, and it's Christmas and I've been out of town, so there's that factor. So it's just.
It almost seems like even like you're a little bit cheated.
Yeah.
Because your expectation was not to have to pay that.
Yeah, I didn't expect to have to pay that. It was a storage fee. It was like $5 a day, but I had just got back in town. Went out of town for Christmas. The lady's like, "Well, I'll help you a little bit. I can knock it down to 40. I'm like, "No, I'm not paying this because like I said, I didn't have all this money to be paying." And just kind of escalated from there. And I was like, "Let me talk to my manager," because she goes, "Well, I'm the manager, and I pretty much already told you what we can do, or what's going to happen." well, just send it back. She's like, all right, I'll send it back. And I was like, I'll get my money back. So that's like $300 I'm gonna have to wait for. I don't have a problem with letting it go back. I can find another. I can order it somewhere else and get it somewhere else. It's just that I really needed it right now, so I could work on do some work, some things. And
Is this for your job?
it's not for my job. It's for the work on cars on the side, and just it was a bumper for a van that I have that I've been working on, and I needed it. It was the right color and everything, so I wasn't gonna have to get it painted. But I could get another bumper. It's just gonna cost more to have it painted. So I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at, I guess. Kind of been irritating. However, I did make a trip to Christiansburg and was able to get some other stuff from somewhere else. So that kind of helped. But still, it's just frustrating to drive that far. And I've done that before. Drive somewhere that far for something. Maybe I should have called first. Probably should have called first. But even, if I called first, I still would have been upset because I needed the bumper.
And that's connected to your livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be very important to you.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And you did redeem it though.
Yeah, I
Right.
did make something out of it. I was able to get some other things done, pick some other stuff up.
So are you further along on some of your other cars?
No, and that's the thing. I wasted a whole day. I could have been working on some stuff down here, but it is what it is. We're getting ready to go back to school, and I just was hoping to get more done during the holidays, but I didn't get done as much as I wanted to. So
Just a little disappointing.
a little bit, just but it'll be all right. Well, I mean, it is what it is, I guess, and just have to deal with it and just make the best of it, I guess.
Right. It seems like you're handling it pretty well.
Yeah,
considering-
at the moment it was really upsetting because I went in the parking lot. I only had like an hour to park. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
You got to pay by the hour, and I had the little lady. There's a lady walking around, kept walking around my truck. I knew who she was. She was one of those people that would either boot it or call somebody to come get it, and just that, and then the customer service. Nobody was able to help me. I mean, I really didn't see any problem. I've had problems with shipping before. I've never dealt with Greyhound as a shipping. Never had to deal with that. I had no problem. I knew I was gonna have to go get it up there anyway, but didn't expect to have this much trouble. But at the moment it was very frustrating. But I'm okay with it now. I'm just gonna do the best I can. And just go from there. I mean,
Well, do you think like this situation could lead like to another opportunity? Like maybe you can find it cheaper, the part you need?
yeah, I probably could. I'm sure I could find it somewhere else. Just have to, wait till I get that refund back for it, and then, go for, I kind of wanted to have everything done before now, but it just everything crept up on me. I had so much to do with my other job, and I'm in school getting my master's degree, and that takes a lot of time. Just kind of crept up on me, and now it's here. But I mean, it is what it is.
So this delay came at an inconvenient time as well.
Oh yeah, kind of inconvenient.
So you kind of have like the hurt, the anger, the feeling cheated,
Yeah.
and the inconvenience of that situation on top of you're at a place in your life where it's also an inconvenient time.
Oh yeah, and didn't really seem like the lady cared, and even the customer service people, or they couldn't help me. I guess the tone in their voice. I'm not looking at them, but it kind of didn't seem like they cared. I don't know.
So, and people can be condescending on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to say something to get you riled up if they want to.
Yeah.
Have you worked in customer service?
Oh yes. Yeah, I worked at a call center, and could kind of understand that. I mean, I wanted when I worked there, I wanted to do my job. I wanted to help the people. But yeah, I could see how you could say something and it would make them mad. And it wasn't like I didn't think I was being rude.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, look, this is what it is. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I don't know.
Well, and you get to choose. At the end of the day, you get to choose. So if the customer service isn't up to par, and if you feel unfairly treated, that's one of the principles of commerce in general. In free market, you can go
wherever you want to go. I can give them a review or whatever, but yeah, you can go wherever you want to go. That's what I'll do.
How would it feel just to put a review and share your experience about that incident? Would you feel more justified in that situation?
I would. The lady, it would kind of let others know how I was treated and what happened, so they can see that for themselves. Because I know a lot of people do read those reviews, and I do. Sometimes I'll read them, and if it's a bad review, I won't mess with them. I've been doing that a lot more lately. I had more so in the past, but especially if you're going somewhere where you've never been before, or somewhere where it's really far away in another state or something, it helps to read those reviews to see kind of what's going on and what maybe should I give it a shot or should I? In the end, it's your money you're spending.
Sure.
So,
have you had any prior positive experiences with this group of individuals, this company?
Not with this company. It's the first time I've ordered from this company, and the first time I've used the shipping company. It's eBay, and I've had plenty of positive experiences on eBay. I'm always able to get stuff cheaper online, and I've had a lot of good experiences with them. It's just when you have a bad experience, it's really frustrating. And when the people don't help or don't seem to care, it just makes that much more frustrating. And it's that's everywhere you go. That's why you do the reviews, and that's why you can go wherever you want to go. Spend your money wherever you want to spend it. And you would think people would care about that. And most of them do. Most people want to do their job right, but there are some that they don't care, and they're just there for a paycheck. They just don't care. I don't know, maybe there's something going on in their life, I don't know.
Well, and I think part of business also is relationship, right? And so and you're an entrepreneur, so do you have any business relationships that you value as it relates to kind of the process in your trade of kind of fixing up cars and selling them?
I do. I want the customers to be happy. I want them to have something that's going to be reliable, something that I would feel terrible if somebody got something from me and drove it for a day and the motor fell out. I would feel terrible. I don't want that to happen. I try to make everybody happy, with what I think is fair. I'm not trying to screw anybody over or do anybody over or whatever. I try to, I do have repeat customers. I have had a few. I try to treat them right. Try to be understanding with them.
So you value trustworthiness, honesty, kind of integrity.
Yeah.
When you're selling your cars to your customers.
Yeah. I try to tell them everything I know about them.
if you're willing to give that to your customers, do you think that you deserve that from your suppliers?
I would think so. Yeah. But I know that that's not always the case. I mean,
So if anything, maybe this was a process of discovery in the sense that, well, this particular company doesn't hold the values that you hold as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And so, if anything, it highlights you want to be connected to more people who share similar values.
Yeah, absolutely.
In your approach to business.
Absolutely.
So what's your plan? I know you talked about eBay. Do you have a plan of when this money comes back, how you're going to get that part?
Yeah, just order it from somebody else. Might order from somebody local. Probably order it from somebody local. I haven't had a chance to really look at it, but when I do, I'll maybe look at somebody local, order from them, and just go from there and do what I gotta do. So.
And possibly get it cheaper.
Yeah, possibly.
Is it worth paying more for it if you have those values in the company that?
It is, and the thing is, I'm gonna have to paint it, and I wasn't going to have to paint it. It was the same color, so that I was willing to pay a little more, but maybe I could probably get one cheaper. But in the end, I'm gonna have to put that money I would have spent in it and having it painted. So either way, I probably would have spent the same amount.
How do you feel about do you ever do getting a part from a junkyard?
Yeah, I go to those all the time. That's usually the best way to go because they're usually fairly close by, and the parts are there. You can look at them. As far as online though, you can't do that. I mean, you can look at a picture of them, but you can't look at them up close.
So now I guess the next step is just kind of getting that money back and seeing what you can get.
Yep, just go take another route and we'll go from there.
Well, and I think you're entitled to, especially if you give out trustworthiness and you give out honesty and you give out integrity. I think maybe entitled's the wrong word, but I don't think it's unfair to expect the same thing back. And so, if anything, this is kind of like, okay, this company doesn't line up with what I do as a person. This company is incongruent with who I am. And so I think maybe in a way it's kind of a gift, really, in so many ways, because that's not somebody
I want to deal with
that you want to deal with at the end of the day. Do you feel the same way, or I don't want to put words in your mouth?
Yeah. I mean, I've never used them before, and I'll never use them again. I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
And that's the price of doing business, right? You get to choose. You got the power, and it may sometimes the principle is more important than the circumstance.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because I noticed you're willing to wait for the part. You don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like the situation, but I'm willing to wait. I mean, time is, I wanted to get it done for tax time, but tax time, I mean, there's no need of getting upset over it and dwelling on it for days at a time, and when there's nothing really you can do about it. I mean, it is what it is. Let's just move on and figure it out another way, and it'll get done eventually.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how were you feeling about the situation when you came in versus how you feel now?
After talking to somebody, it's always good to talk to somebody about stuff. Scale of 1 to 10, maybe I was maybe at an 8. Maybe I'm now at a 4 or something.
So you feel better about it?
A little bit better, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it helps for me to talk to people about stuff before I, just kind of get their input to make sure that I'm not overreacting or I'm not doing something I'm not supposed to or doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, we're about out of time for now. I'd love to follow up with you a little bit later and see how the situation works out.
Okay.
All right. Well, Mark, you
All
take
right.
care. All right.
All right.